I'll open.
Connecting in. The stream is live.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening if you're joining us from Asia. Good morning from Hollywood to you, Tomasz. How are you? Oh, you can't hear me.
Oh, I can. There you go.
I
This
can.
time there's
Okay.
no tech glitches. I think we should be absolutely perfect.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, it sounded like you didn't hear me, but good morning to you from Hollywood. How's life?
Hi, good afternoon from Europe. Life is good. Progress being made. I'm excited for this week's our webinar, our product walkthrough. There's been some cool things that we've been cooking here on this side of the pond, whilst you've been cooking on that side of the pond. So
I
yeah,
haven't been cooking a lot, but I've been in. That's true. I've been in LA since I think I arrived on Monday, and it's been here a couple of days now. I'm coming back to your side on Sunday, and it's buzzing over here. I went to a Lakers game. Um,
how was
Devil
that?
Wears Prada 2 is all over the billboards in the whole city. But other than that, I think there's a significant moment here in terms of the AI opportunity and also the AI threat. So of course, everyone here is talking about AI.
Yeah, I can imagine, and it's a good location for you. As this week we are kind of doing some of the Hollywood things and checking out some of the accounts from that side of the problem statement.
Mm.
And none other, of course. Have you had a chance to see the AI doc? Has there been a
I
chance
haven't, but
for
I
theater?
think I haven't seen it. I need to walk around town and figure out what theaters it's in. But of course, you know, beyond looking at our, should I say, co-production and how it feeds into Umanitek, I think there's a feeling of both opportunity on AI and also, of course, a very significant threat. Speaking a little bit about the opportunity, I think there's a, Tomasz, we spoke last week about Umanitek moving into India, which also has a very big movie production industry and seems to me to be potentially looking at using AI in production more as an opportunity than maybe Hollywood is. Although I think the studios here are also more reluctant to go into big production sets and big production movies, simply because AI can handle a lot of that, right, and bring down production costs very significantly. The question is whether Hollywood will embrace that or not. But it
Yeah.
seems to me like some of the international production environment, including India, as I mentioned, and Saudi Arabia, which also has an emerging movie production industry, is potentially more open to embracing AI from a production perspective. But that's the opportunity, right? I guess what we're here to talk more about is the potential threat both to IP, to content, and to I guess the integrity of the content owners.
Yeah, I was just digging up the Matthew McConaughey's statement on the very point that you were making right now, where he said that it's getting so good, it's it's too good not to have an impact, right?
Yeah,
In terms of how we're creating entertainment outputs, it just becomes indistinguishable and it's exciting. There's too much money on the table for that to just be something that's an irrelevant vector. This is going to play a significant part, and I think he framed it in a way that whether that is becomes a special category within the movie industry or entertainment industry, or whether it becomes merged with what we have today, it could go either way. But everyone that's kind of has equity in the space right now should be thinking about how to protect that equity, how to
yeah.
protect their IP, how to look out that they don't get ripped off, and kind of keep the word he used was agency. Keep the agency of oneself in the coming world.
Yeah, I guess he went so far as to everyone should, or at least if you're a content producer, an actor, musician, you should IP protect, trademark, if you will, your face, your voice, your presence. And I wonder at what point that becomes a reality also for parents to protect their children, to protect everybody's identity, right? Is that where we're heading? Also, with regulators stepping into wanting to administer who has access to social media, for example, right? How do you prove you're under 16 or over 16 rather? And yeah, this landscape is very, very quickly changing, and I think the industry here is better served by being at the front of it and leading that regulatory discussion and of course embracing the tools like Umanitek has to regulate and administer IP and content. So I think that's that's one of the reasons I'm here, of course.
Yeah. Well, a very, very fast moving timelines, if you will. Like everything seems to be crunched together, right? When AI is in the mix, and like you said, how long is the timeline between what we see to be something that's touching the individuals that are currently the most exposed, for that to ripple effect to really the entire population, when it's becoming so efficient to create harmful material, both as impersonations or deep fakes, and use it to manipulate one's good name, to create harassment, or to try to sway, like financial scams, right? Sway a vote, sway someone into donating for a cause that doesn't exist. Yeah, like it's not. It's very quickly becoming a widespread problem. It feels.
Both the harm is present, right? But also the opportunities are there, right? And I think whoever both regulates and provides this safe environment will win in a reshaping of the competitive dynamics in the industry, right? So I think it's like emerging markets like Bollywood and India and others, and also I think Europe, right? We're about a month away from the Cannes Film Festival. There's a lot of players here, and whoever embraces this technology and knows how to regulate and use it well are likely to emerge as the winner. I don't know about you, Tomasz, but I listen to AI bands now, or musicians that are completely fictional, completely created. The music, the personas, and it's good. I really, really like it. I've found a few AI artists, and I don't think we're far away from talking about the movie industry, where instead of, I don't know about you, but I go to Netflix and I will spend 10 minutes or half an hour like shifting through Netflix and trying to find a movie to watch, as opposed to, I don't think we're far away from, you just go in and you prompt what movie you watch. I want to see a sci-fi. I want to be in the movie myself. I want to have these actors. Give me 3 different endings. And you could do it in the style of Quentin Tarantino, right? So if that gets, and that reality isn't far away.
No.
And then you will have a personalized entertainment suite, both in music and gaming and sport and movies, right? And what is the role of the studios and the actors in that environment? That's the big question.
Yeah. And it's also doesn't have to be that you're the full director and script proposer. It could very much be just something in the style of, or like, I enjoyed this, can you do another one? That's going to be fun for me.
You could do 50 variations of one movie in one night, right? And you never see the same movie, but over the same theme. You could live in that quote unquote reality. So it's both very exciting, but of course in that example which we rolled out here, if you're an IP content owner, it becomes even more important to protect your IP. So we spoke a little bit about the AI doc. Do you think we should? Do we have the technology with us to show the trailer?
Speaking of technology, I'll just check with Magda if everything is going smoothly. Everything going smoothly, because we might have also have a conversation between ourselves. Well, I'm getting a response that it's good quality, and apparently people are watching. So there you go. We have not been enjoying this conversation just for the two of us. So what we'll do right now is that we will share the AI doc trailer. All right, so this should be popping up soon. Boom.
If this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong.
Your fear of AI is the collapse of humanity.
Well, not the collapse, the abrupt extermination. There's a difference.
So I started making this movie because my wife is 6 months pregnant. It is now a terrible time to have a kid.
I mean, let's be honest. I know people who work on AI risk who don't expect their children to make it to high school.
How does AI understand pretty much everything?
It's surprisingly straightforward.
Intelligence is about recognizing patterns.
Patterns.
If you have learned those patterns, you can generate new information. AI is moving so fast.
It's being deployed prematurely. There's so much potential for things to go wrong.
Why can't we just stop?
All these companies are in a race
To get AI that's vastly more intelligent than people within this decade.
China, North Korea, Russia.
Whoever wins is essentially the controller of humankind.
We need to take a threat from AI as seriously as global nuclear war.
It feels like I have to find these CEOs and get them in the movie.
Great.
I want to ask you to promise me that this is going to go well.
That is impossible.
Okay. Am I hopeful? Yes. Am I confident that it'll go right? Absolutely not.
AI is the thing that can solve climate change.
We could cure most diseases.
What if it's expanding what is humanly possible?
This is the most extraordinary time ever. The only time more exciting than today is tomorrow.
I already love you.
Okay. I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong. By using AI, we're about to move off of the Earth into the cosmos.
If we can be the most mature version of ourselves, there might be a way through this.
This is the last mistake we'll ever get to make.
Apocalyptimist. That's our co-founder, Asa Raskin there. What an amazing trailer. Everyone should go and see that movie in theaters near you. It does, of course, it's designed to scare, but there is some optimism in there as well. I think I like, not having seen the movie yet, but I like the balance they're striking between there still is time, we can do this, and but we have to do it now.
Yeah, we are doing it. No.
Yeah, and well, I guess that's what Umanitek is, right? It's like we can talk about doom and gloom all we want, but what is the solution, right? What are we going to do? And Umanitek has, of course, some human-made machines that can fight other humans and bad agents and bad actors, I guess. So, but it's not only, of course, a Hollywood issue. This is a humanity issue. This is an existential moment for our society, our open democracy. It's a real threat, and we need to act now. So I'm super excited to be on this journey, Tomas. What is you have some updates on the product, both in terms of features and also, of course, a little deep dive into some Hollywood accounts.
Yes. So I'm just running it through to see what's the best cadence, and I think we're gonna start with what I have kind of just shared a glimpse of on X in the beginning of this week. So a part of what Umanitek really does, we Guardian is a product that you will also see today, which is a production-ready tool used to protect individuals and organizations online against harms that are largely AI inflicted, which includes impersonations, harmful content, and LLM misinformation. At the same time, what our really method is to always look on what are other harms out there that are present, that are highly growing, and where Guardian can be very efficient at addressing some of the harms. And we start really deploying the technology in that direction. And so hopefully also to continuously move from, let's say, just corrective towards the preventive side of things. We're using the same technological components. So what I kind of laid out a little bit there is, something that those who have been following our product webinars have seen before. It's context graphs of our agents. It's the graphs of content that we're creating, which we feed to the agent to make some decisions. And what we've done in this particular case is we have created a context graph around Polymarket. So a Polymarket, or like another example is Kalshi, for those who maybe are a little less familiar, it's a way or those are platforms where you can create a bet, essentially, or you can put your money towards certain events taking place. Now, in a clear market, those markets are efficient and they seek to be, in a way, like a source of truth or like a broad consensus of societal understanding of a particular question at a given time. But the problem is that they are also influenced by a lot of non-organic type of material. And for someone who is entering these platforms to see what's up, that gets confusing because they're actually aren't met really with a clear setup, right? Nor from the social media activity, nor from the comments on the platforms themselves. So what we've done is basically created or pointed Guardian towards Polymarket to see if it can analyze behavior around a particular market to figure out what has transpired around it. So maybe I can do a quick, because I only shared a few videos, but I'll do a quick share screen here, and we can take a walkthrough. All right, so I'm starting basically on Polymarket. So this is again like just an interface basically through where you can see these different types of markets, and we were speaking about Hollywood. We have culture here, movies. You could see
it looks a little bit like the Umanitek Guardian dashboard,
right? There's some inspiration happening.
I think we need to reach out to Polymarket, where they're taking this kind of trademark IP from.
Could be. But you'll see like things that people create markets around a whole bunch of things, like when new Stranger Things episode is released, or what's going to be the highest grossing movies, and then you see different things kind of being a part here. And different markets obviously attract different types of volumes and different types of activity around them. So for example, if we go into politics, like these are usually the things that spark the most debate and the most content around it. So maybe we can do one and one. We'll do one politics, and then we'll do one culture as well. So let's say we omit US and we go into Peru for this one. And
I know someone going to Peru in the summer, but it's
Who's
a few months out.
Ah, well, I'm envious. I've yet to visit Peru, but I'm always a frequent visitor.
Well, for those watching, two things. You can chat in the studio here and ask questions while we're going through this. And for the insiders, Tomasz and I are on a competition of who has visited most countries in the world. And we should have a Polymarket bracket for this, Tomasz.
I think we should. We're neck and neck, by the way, right now, I think. So yeah, we are also accepting invitations.
To Peru.
For talks, for conferences, for meetings, ideally client meetings, like to come over and see, and add another notch on that belt.
I'm adding California as a separate country on my visited country list, so I think I'm leading. Yes.
There's no double counting. You've lived in a place for a few
That's
years.
True. No, and we have, of course, a strong base in San Francisco for those that are following our corporate journey.
All right. So in the meantime, what I've done here is I'm swapping now to our agent view here, which is basically this time a Guardian was deployed as with OpenClaw and DKG v9. So the decentralized knowledge graph node version 9, version 10 coming out very soon. So that's going to be another boost for Guardian. And here we were also testing out basically both things, the up-and-coming v9 from Origin Trail, as well as the capabilities of OpenClaw and the intelligence engine of Guardian. So what I'm saying here is now, can you please analyze this market for any non-organic activity? And I have pasted our Peruvian presidential election winner link basically from Polymarket. And now what the agent is doing in the back, it's reaching out to see if there's been any type of comments, any type of coordination activity on social media, and then presents this as as findings, right? But these findings actually are based off of a graph that the agent has created for itself. So we'll also check out this graph. I'll just refresh it real quick. So there you go. If we go a little bit closer, you'll see that this graph actually is populated with a whole bunch of different entities on the back of these Peru presidential election winners. You'll have some wallets that are a part of it here, some social posts that are a part of it. So like a whole bunch of, this is a tweet, and then as how is it pertaining to the particular topic that the agent has been analyzing. That's actually something that can give you a very quick glance into what's the particular setup of a market. So I think you can expect to see a little bit more interesting stuff coming from this side.
But sorry to interrupt you there, Tomasz. I'm not quite sure I'm following the purpose here. The Guardian will help you to evaluate whether the Polymarket predictions are on target or not, or what are we actually solving here?
What the agent will help you determine is if there is any inorganic activity around the market. Meaning, if let's say we open another one, let's do Venezuelan leader by the end of 2026. So if you see here, there's quite likely a bunch of comments, right? 205 comments that are happening that are discussing this topic underneath. So what agent does is it goes through these comments, it goes through the wallets that are holding different positions on this particular market to understand if there's any cross-pollination that it can detect between the positions, between comments, and between the social media activity across different platforms that Guardian has access to already. So as it combines all of these things, it can see, okay, when I look at Venezuela topic on X or on Reddit, there seems to be similar content to what is being put on comments. So there might be a collusion. It also runs the search through some of the news. So it could even be like, okay, someone is doing this via actually mainstream activity, and that is spilling over. So then it tries.
So is it trying to expose manipulation of the market? So inorganic, you say, if someone sets up tons of fake social media accounts and posts that claims a certain winner or claims a certain outcome, that can influence essentially the algorithm on Polymarket, and therefore skew the the odds?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So this is basically what you would expect the agent to give you. Is like to try to understand whether what you're looking at is an okay thing. So, for example, this came back as the Venezuela came back as mostly clean, right? So we'll see what was flagged as potentially tricky and what was actually a-okay. From the perspective of the agent, right? So it says, okay, the risk score fairly low, mostly clean. The massive market shows very low manipulation despite high stakes and geopolitical volatility. So like this particular market, it shows you what's the volume, liquidity, so on and so forth, and then it like puts down the findings that it found. It didn't see to find any like bot accounts to it, or there was like normal whale concentration. It did find something around the account fee collector, which was suspicious framing that it found, but the rest of the comments, 205 of them, so that checks out with what we saw before. Like it shows genuine debate about different constitutional rules about Maduro and Delcy, and like there's different kind of discussion there, but it doesn't find that there would be something that there's someone who put a big bet in one direction would have like some insider idea of it, or like there's a smoking gun coming and they know about it and they try to sway the market beforehand or something like that. So this is where it stands out, and you'll see that we've been running some other tests before, and this one is like a very clean and niche clean topic when it comes to it, right?
So I guess it's that pattern recognition which the trailer talks about, right? And finding it across multiple channels, multiple markets, I guess. So does it help you play the market or regulate the market or all of the above?
Oh man, I just saw that I've actually been sharing all the time the the other account. The other page. So we'll do it again here. Any manipulation here, and you'll see what I mean by it is we want the agent should help you figure out basically whether something is there you go. Now you can see it. A risk score of 7.1, one minor flag, 205 comments, organic, small amplification, well concentration, normal. So it's like the summary here. That was a quick recap because it analyzed the one a couple minutes ago. Is basically that it's a low. You weren't influenced to go one or the other way, or other people weren't influenced by a campaign to sway them one or the other way. So what is out there seemed to be organic, and that's your input. So you can make a informed decision about what you're seeing because there's a little chance for a manipulation. In other cases,
Analytica moment on this particular bet. It seems like no one is out there playing a bad agent, bad actor on different markets to sway the predictive or play the market.
Yes, correct. So you'll see that likely the bigger chances for that is going to be by analyzing more the small caps because those are more easily manipulated, and then that could be something that's interesting to follow for those who are more active in those types of markets. This is where we would see the agent having like a big impact. And then, of course, even from the perspective of how Guardian functions today, these types of markets like Kalshi and Poly market, they are becoming also an important data source where the names of people are being mentioned to leverage similarly or to influence a decision in certain way. So imagine you being an actor in a movie and then your name is being put in a position where they try to convince someone or to do something with, i.e. vote in a certain way by using or leveraging your name. Or you're an athlete and you're in a Lakers game and now all of a sudden your situation of either a private life or health issue or concern could be used to create a leverage for it. So it's something that maybe you want to be made aware, because that could also ripple effect into some other spheres of obviously your career and your activities.
Yeah, I
as
want to
of
know
course,
if
money
me or
is
my brand or my company appears on Polymarket to start with.
yes,
And certainly if it is, is it being played and by who and
yes,
from where? And I guess, it would be, by extension, it would be difficult to take down a bet on Polymarket, but you could, the Guardian can be used to take down, for example, those fake accounts that is instigating the playing of the market.
correct.
So I guess goes more. The Guardian goes more to the root cause of the market manipulation, but it also monitors and reports the market potential manipulation itself.
Yes. And since you're now kind of touching on it, it's like this is something that we're planning for next week's, to just invite everyone to join us next week as well, is actually it's a working name, the forensics deep search is what we're looking at showcasing. And this is exactly what you were describing right now. So it's no longer just to put you as a person in the middle of the graph and build around it, but it's around the particular piece of content. If someone is claiming that your brand or you are doing something in the context of Polymarket, that is likely something you want to do a deep dive on. And you want to understand, has this appeared previously on Reddit? Has this appeared on 4chan as a narrative or as a conspiracy or whatever? Which accounts were involved with it? Are there many accounts? Is it just one? What's the timeline spreading it? And like all of that is what Guardian...
Where are they located? Are they located in Russia or in India or in the US?
Yeah.
And find the patterns. Where is this coming from? And of course, have they been used before, as you imply, right? Are they? Yeah. Is there a pattern across time and issues?
Exactly. And this is something that Guardian is going to be able to give to users in the same way of how you have, click automate takedown and it takes something down. Here is like click forensics deep search, and then it goes and it like spends more resources on figuring out what is it about this particular threat. What is there a backstory? Is there more to it, or is it just this what we found here on our detection that we ran?
And of course, also the retrospectively to prove that these accounts actually existed and these posts did exist at that time, because they tend to to disappear after the bet is closed or the event has happened, right? How do you, a year from now or 3 years from now, go back and have that forensic data evidence to produce in court or in any fora that this actually this happened. This is the quote unquote truth.
Yeah, 100%.
And that is where the truth layer and the knowledge, knowledge layer comes in, the decentralized knowledge graph, which is such a powerful tool.
Yeah, and that's the point of it, is like we just keep building it up, and the user actually then guides it which part of graph we should double click on and expand it from there. So it's like you put a flag saying, okay, here expand graph for us to know more, and then Guardian goes and it invests resources in expanding it in that field, where that threat lies, right?
If you're an investor or a Umanitek shareholder and listening into this is really important to understand that this technology that has been developed by our co-founders over the last 10 years or so is very hard to develop. It takes a long time to develop, and you need a lot of capital to develop it. It's not impossible, but it's the entry barrier to get into that kind of data management in a decentralized manner is it's enormous. And this is a protective layer for Umanitek as a company. But of course, it also opens up what you're seeing now live. We're looking into different channels for harm protection, potential harm to you, your brand, your country, your society. What we're talking about now are the things that are in real time influencing elections, influencing market perceptions, influencing opinion. And the Umanitek Guardian agent monitors, reports, and helps you manage that. So you will see this underlying technology that we have, the decentralized knowledge graph, the blockchain, and of course the agentic layer on top. We will be able to go into pretty much any social media channel, any media channel, any market predicting exchange. Polymarket is obviously at the top of the zeitgeist now, but it's just one example of where we can go into stock exchanges, crypto exchanges, any marketplaces, including e-commerce, to look and document in a decentralized data management structure what is happening and what is the quote unquote perceived truth.
Yeah, very, very well put. Maybe I just a small flag also that the how Guardian is using the DKG feeds into the development of the decentralized knowledge graph as well, and Umanitek team is providing crucial like on the ground feedback on what the infrastructure needs to improve on, or where we see it to be strengthened. And when you speak about someone wanting to kind of replicate the efforts, it's also a matter of next week the DKG next version is coming out. So already it's another leap forward that's going to happen, taking all the learnings from Umanitek, making it easier for Umanitek to grow, making it easier for others to use the technology and as well. And then the new cycle obviously is already in works for what happens after that and what happens after that. So it's such a good flywheel that happens here that just strengthens this moat for Umanitek that will keep us in a way a step ahead at all times to just continue to grow, continue to integrate, be that uniting force that is the global collective immune system for
because that's a good point, because it's not like we don't have competitors, but the competitors are clearly more, in our view at least, maybe some of them are more focused on detection, some of them are more focused on removal, but no one is having a decentralized data approach, like building the knowledge asset base ground up, and on top of that add whatever face recognition technologies are out there, whatever detection encryption technologies are out there, sort of using best in class as a system integrator rather than a technology innovator and developer. I think the secret here is how all of this comes together, and that we have positioned Umanitek as one exclusively focused on harm reduction. I would argue we're as much a data company as we are an AI company, but it's in the synthesis of this that we can move fast and from week to week go into new verticals like we're showing you now with Polymarket, which is very exciting.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
That's it? That's no more?
No. Before we, get pushed towards the tail end, I did want to bring it kind of back to where we started this conversation around Hollywood. I make a walkthrough through one of the accounts as well, and just highlight also the work that's done on this detection happening all the time, and the learnings about how these threats are spreading are being shared via Umanitek X profile as well. So there's certain learnings that we can definitely see there. Also, how for certain types of harms, there's a big gender bias where women are much more heavily targeted with some types of threats compared to the male counterparts. It's also in Hollywood, right? And the importance of having these types of products available is very, very felt, because the pain is much very intimate with the types of harms that are being directed in these different parts of the let's say in this since the Hollywood group. So what I would show now is actually the account of Paris Hilton, and like you feel free to again scroll through the profile on of Umanitek to see more of the data points on that that were a part of that report or overview that we've done on Hollywood. I think it's very, very interesting. But for now, I will just fire up my screen share again, and we go here, and I start sharing. Okay, perfect. Boom, welcome Paris. So what we're going to see now is really the Guardian, one view into the Guardian agent, which showcases what type of threats the users, which can be individuals or organizations, are seeing presented by Guardian through this particular view. One very cool update from this week, which I don't know if it's already, it's not yet visible here, but I have it in the staging environment. But WhatsApp has been successfully integrated already. So from this week, we will start rolling out next to Telegram for our users also the WhatsApp integration. So while this is one view into the agent, you can talk to Guardian also via your messaging apps. So there's no need to kind of leave the environments you are already present in. You're able to do all the functionalities that I'm showing you here are accessible just by asking the agent from a chat. And
it's important maybe to note that we're not monitoring your WhatsApp messages or other WhatsApp messages. What you are, what the Guardian is offering here is that you can talk to your agent via WhatsApp, and you can give instructions and get notifications and take action from a messenger platform, WhatsApp, for example. And what a great, easy interface that is. It's more of a user interface, correct?
Yes, and it's a good point. There's obviously nothing privacy infringing when it comes to Umanitek Guardian. Everything, all the ownership of everything remains with you. And of course, with these types of integrations, it is a very much a UX advancement. So it's easier for you to...
It's worth double clicking on. I mean, I'm aware of time now, but you know, where we differ from most other, I would say almost all other AI data companies, is that we say the data remains with you. We never want to see your data. Your photos, your text messages, your files stays on your platform, on your device. None of that is going over to Umanitek, where, for example, a Palantir would say the opposite. Is like, give us access to your data. Let us take a look at your files and your text messages, and we'll help you determine what is good, what is bad data, and what you should share and what should not share, and what is truth and what is false. We think it's a terrible idea. So everything that is your data will stay within your control and your privacy.
Yeah, I think it's that's going to be an up and coming theme also of one of these weekly showcases where we can make a deep dive.
Yeah, I think it's a very important part that distinguishes Umanitek completely from the competitive field, certainly the larger players. And it's something we need to double click on. And if you have more questions about this, obviously, if you're a government entity, if you're an enterprise, if you're a family, you know, you have to answer these questions. Who are you comfortable sharing your private data with?
Yeah, 100%. So I think it's a good note to make. And with that, I will jump over our risk score here, which is of 76. Indicating that we have some threats detected that would require our immediate attention. So let's just jump into those. And as you'll see, Guardian manages your potential threats across different categories, which are fake accounts or similar accounts, harmful content, and LLM risks, which is the misinformation spread by AI systems. So each of these threats are organized basically then by different types of risk scores, which are appended by the agent to every threat. The important thing is that those risk indications improve over time. So the more the user context grows about what is important to you, the more aligned the agent becomes with you. So if you tell it, okay, I'm more concerned about defamation than I am about impersonation, then that's something that the agent will over time more lean towards and highlight more those threats versus some others, and also send you a message on WhatsApp or on Telegram saying, hey, like something that you usually feel really strongly about is now appearing and you should maybe take action. But let's jump through different categories so you see kind of how they work. As you see, the similar accounts are currently coming in as 101 for Paris Hilton across multiple platforms: X, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Different follower types and created at different times. There's quite a few of those, and we could load more. But they really do differ in the types of attempts that people are making. Some of them are kind of going after the photo. You'll see there's a few followers here. It's a fairly new account, but it could be DMing, or it could be dormant until they build up the account base or buy some fake followers, and then it becomes very active very soon. So it's quite good to be ahead of this before it happens, and you just pop this in, create the evidence pack, and basically all the investment that the bad guy did to create this account so far will be wasted, because the account will get removed with the help of Umanitek. Some other cases might be it's just the same name, but someone is kind of trying to position as it, but there's no posts yet. So you might want to wait with it, or you might want to go ahead and just remove that as well because it's too close to your liking. So it's really a matter of decision. But let's say that this one we would mark it as safe for now. Let's say another one, YouTube. So here we see there's likeness, it's more leans towards infringement on the IP. So I'll put this into evidence as well. This is revenue loss. This is click farming. So this is definitely community going towards the channels where someone who's trying to own and curate their image isn't necessarily intending them to end up in, and is just siphoning away attention of community members in the direction.
The bizarre thing here, Tomasz, since you're talking about this, you see this is an account with, a few thousand followers.
Yeah.
YouTube or Google is not always aligned with Paris Hilton in this case to take down the account, because that account has followers, it has views, it's active, it's generating clicks and revenue for Google and the owner of the account, which is not in Paris Hilton's interest, but bizarrely may be in YouTube's interest. At least it's additional revenue for them.
Yeah, correct. So you got, in a way, it's kind of like a little bit what Matthew McConaughey put out, is like you got to take the agency of taking actions, because the institutional protection is quite limited. And with impersonations, stuff we'll see after. It really pays off just to get rid of this.
I think what it's doing here, it's helping keeping the social media companies, including Google and Meta, honest, and cleaning up the, pardon my French, shit on their channels. The way also when you get to LLM risks, you're helping effectively training the models by removing lies and hallucinations. So this is it's a public service, but it's also, of course, very private to Paris Hilton.
Yeah, agree. So social media content is a similar thing we're seeing. Here you have like a little question mark as well, which means that the agent can explain you why this post has been flagged. So extremely derogatory language, including explicit insults. So you'll be able to figure out why something ended up on your page. Similar to the fake accounts, you would have multiple platforms covered, and you can also filter through it. I don't know if we say Reddit, you'll see that only Reddit things get populated here, and then you do the same thing, right? So here's some insinuations of racial, homophobic, or other slurs or whatever. So it's like
a question here, Tomasz, for you. Can you do pattern recognition with the originators or the owners of the accounts or their geographic location, maybe their IP address,
So
across the different channels from Reddit to X, for example? Could you see that there's a node here, or there's a concentration of this can we get to the individuals and like the essentially the origin of the damage, or is our route mainly back to Meta and Google? Clearly this is an imposter impersonation. Remove it immediately, please.
Yeah, I'll say that this is basically the point of what we were discussing before. So the deep dive on forensics deep dive is really what is intended to try to surface as much information as possible. So the way Guardian works is that firstly we do detection, and this detection just goes out there and it finds content that is relevant to who is protecting. And then we run the pipelines, which is basically the engine of the intelligence engine of the agent, to figure out how threatful is something with regards to the context we have about the user. Now, this still only gives you a ranking, more of an exercise, but it's still the user is the one that should indicate which is truly something worth going deep into, and that depth is then triggered by the user. So that's something that we hope to showcase in the next week's product webinar to give you a hint of how that looks like. But broadly, this would be basically coming into the evidence pack. So you say this is something that I found to be problematic, and I want to go like a missing button here. You can imagine it create a deep dive on these forensics, and then you go, and the agent goes, and it takes time because this is an extensive work that the agent is doing. This isn't something that's readily available. This takes a bit of time to make it happen, and then you get the full report of everything it went through, of everything it found about that particular threat, and then you're able to understand better what's the source of the threat, where did it start, how did it evolve, because then we know what to really look for. We have you gave us a pinpointed flag to go towards. So that's a very exciting extension basically of the current capabilities of Guardian. And I think like I did before, so you just put it safe or into evidence basically is your decisions on this, on the back of what you think to be important, and again build that user context for it. The LLM risks we touched upon already. It's basically giving you a chance to know what the AI models are talking about you, and if there's anything bad that they're saying about you. So
are we expecting to see a polymarket risk or something on top here? You have the categories here: similar accounts, social media content, LLM risks. Will you have a polymarket, or how do you see this evolving?
Yeah. So this, if you look at the social media content, the platforms or the data sources will continue to expand. Similarly, for the fake accounts as well. So different types of threads will become a part of how we're presenting the how rich the experience for a user is. There will also be different ways of interacting with Guardian, through the ways that we saw before. So not necessarily are you appearing in the polymarket, but rather can you check this for me? And then Guardian does work for you on that's being prompted, right? So, but the intention of all the things that you're seeing us kind of showcase here, maybe as not a part of the main UI, does not mean that this is disjointed from the product. It's rather something that uses the components of the product, and then whether that becomes a part of a UI or whether it's a part of the interaction via Telegram or WhatsApp, that's a matter of basically a decision of how we
I think we have a question here as well. Let me read it out to you, Tomasz. Can Umanitek identify bots versus humans interacting with social media posts? The point
Yeah.
being someone would attack the individuals using bots versus humans who want to slander or libel them.
So there's no like a 100% proof method, but yes, you can do a fairly good assessment, especially if it's a coordinated action. Then yeah, you can. There's ways to identify non-organic behavior, both from the when it's posted. I mean, some of the like the more let's say inexperienced bot activities, even like you can catch it with naked eye. You go and you see if it's a bot comment underneath a post on X, right? But the more nuanced ones require a little bit more nuance with analyzing them. However, it is possible to give a likeness.
I love the question. I think that's such a great question. Because of course we are working now similarly on technology, and we're integrating technology. I think we can talk about it in a future podcast, I guess, where we can definitely determine whether an image or a video is AI generated or not, and be either very categoric. This is AI generated versus this is an organic image. And of course, if we can tell this is a bot criticizing a human or a bot criticizing a bot, even in a probabilistic manner, I think that's hugely valuable. And if there's a way we can add that feature, I think it would be a massive plus.
Yeah. So for images and for video, yeah, like that's something that there's ways of determining whether a piece of content has been created by an AI, and that actually is also a part of that. When we were saying the deep dive into the forensics deep dive, like that type of analysis is then also run, so you get alignments on whether this is a bot activity, and that's additional weight to the threat.
If I'm reporting, if I'm a journalist, I'm writing about something, and that's the zeitgeist now. How do you determine that is a real drone video or a real speech, right? And we have the technology to determine that in these social media posts, which we're gathering and looking at. And if we can also, I mean, that is the big question, right? What is real and fake? But also in terms of the accounts, whether it's a human or a bot account, to have a probabilistic indication of this is 100% a bot, or like there's a 40% chance this is a human. I'd like to know that.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Good. So what's here in front of us is basically an indication of if the models from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, XAI, or Perplexity generated something that could be deemed harmful for us on the back of prompts that are similar to what the human would ask. So it's not like leading questions that we would put, but it's more like, what is negative about Paris Hilton, and can you give me some sources for it? And we can, check, like you'll see that Grok 3, some negative comments, and then he just puts like Instagram.com/Paris Hilton, which is very basic. Or in the case of, let's say, Daily Mail, let's see what comes up here. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Daily Mail, for this. But you'll see that this is like not something. You don't see the URL, but it's saying Israeli minister Gantz situation, Israel northern border change. So
well, this is clearly not a Daily Mail issue. This is a complete lie and fabrication and hallucination by Grok. And they're just using Daily Mail, I guess, as a likely source.
Likely source for something around Paris Hilton, but of course that's not the case, right? And now Paris would be able to equally with other stuff add this into the evidence as well. So like you said before, we can give the feedback to the labs to say, hey, this piece of response was just like grossly incorrect or it's harmful, and this should be corrected as a model response. And then of course nothing of here is run by us. All of these models are commercially available, so we're not trying to like find a obscure type of a response. All of this thing is something that is being sold actively and is accessible by users. So this is our three main categories that we're seeing now. Here you can also do custom prompts. Let me not forget it. So the custom prompts is you're curious about your whatever it is about what AI is saying about you. You can add it as a custom prompt, and then this will be added as a prompt to all the systems that we're prompting for you to figure out what they're saying. The evidence packs, we've talked quite a bit about it, so I won't go too deep into it. But basically, what they do is they create a forensic evidence for you, which is also included in the decentralized knowledge graph, so that you can always verify it. And for every evidence pack that you have here, you have basically two ways of also taking it down. You can ask the agent to assist you, and what it does, it takes the evidence pack, takes the platform guidance, and then streams the entire response to you, where to go, which links to click, what to copy in. Or alternatively, which is probably a bit more straightforward as well, for if you have to do more takedowns, is you just press the start takedown process, you accept terms and conditions for it, and you have just submitted your takedown. Easy breezy. You'll see that
and
this
you submit it to Umanitek. So this is a make it go away button where you just hand it over to our legal team and our back office, and we deal with the whole filing and all the way up to a cease and desist with the different platforms, correct?
Yeah. So you'll see this just go pum until we're coming to the resolution, and that resolution being that the thing has been taken down. Of course, also this process creates forensics footprints that you're able to then take with you if you want to go for sue for damages or so on and so forth. So everything is
it massively impacts your ability and your success, or for that matter, our success rate in helping you take down harmful social media content, posts, accounts, hallucinations. So it's a full circle there, from notification, detection, into forensic data evidence storage at scale, and then really an automated takedown service, which I think the last time we looked at the data there, it's in the 90th sort of percentile in terms of success of taking unwanted content down. And it's not necessarily only untrue or fake content, but it could be content that you just not are comfortable being out there. And of course, Umanitek never, ever takes a view on where and have the real power of making the decision of taking it down. That authority remains with Meta and Google. But of course, the way it's being presented and the way you back up your data hugely influences your ability to be effective. There's both the effectiveness on it, but also, of course, the cost and work involved in gathering the evidence and presenting it to the platforms. It's a massive time and resource saver.
Correct.
Look,
I think we've extended a little
past
bit.
the hour.
We're past the hour. I think it's our new record. That's what you get when we can share videos. You know, we'll never stop.
That's true. Well, apologies to our great friend and supporter of Umanitek, Bill Tai, who of course has been part of building, funding, and expanding the reach of Zoom. This is our first time on StreamYard. We're testing out a couple of different platforms. Let us know how that went. We are curious about your feedback, both on how to reach out to you, how to communicate with you. Always looking for ways to do that in efficient and professional manner. If you have ideas about the Umanitek Guardian Agent and how we can help your brand, your sports franchise, if you have connections in Hollywood or in the entertainment industry all over the world, from Mexico to Brazil, India to Cannes in France, we are here to help. We're looking for partners. We're looking to hire people. So if you have friends or family or connections that would like to join the good fight, reach out to Magda or to myself and Tomasz, of course.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chris, for dialing in from across the pond. It was a pleasure, as always. Yeah, we'll see all of you next week. I'll let you do your closing because it's good and it's comes.
Yes, well, I thank you very much, and I will see you all very soon. And stay curious, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay human. See you.